Today, we're going to focus on the most common palms you'll encounter in Los Angeles. Palms are a major part of the urban canopy here, and understanding their characteristics, growth patterns, and maintenance requirements is essential for safe and effective work. Each species has structural traits and growth habits that affect pruning, rigging, and overall management. And being able to identify them quickly in the field can help you plan jobs more efficiently. We'll start with the California fan palm. This is the only palm native to California, originally found in desert oasis in the southern part of the state. It has fan-shaped fronds and a thick, stout trunk that is often bottle-shaped in younger trees. These palms grow slowly and can live for more than 200 years. From a maintenance perspective, dead fronds can persist at the trunk base, and while the fronds themselves are generally durable, the sharp filaments along the edges require gloves and eye protection when pruning. California fan palms rarely need structural pruning, but in high wind areas, older crowns may require thinning to prevent hazards. They are also susceptible to pests like palm weevils and fungal heart rot in older specimens, so inspecting the trunk and crown before climbing is essential. Next is the Mexican fan palm. This palm is taller and thinner than the California fan palm, often exceeding 100 feet. With a long, slender trunk and fan-shaped fronds. The fronds can dry out at the tips, and older trees often retain dead fronds, which can create hazards if they detach unexpectedly. Mexican fan palms grow relatively quickly, reaching 50 to 70 feet in 20 to 30 years, so they are common along streets and in residential areas. When working on these palms, the slender trunk means that climbing requires careful assessment. Harness placement, anchor points, and the weight of fronds must be considered before any pruning or removal work. Dead fronds should be removed regularly to prevent falling hazards and to reduce fire risk, and pruning should generally be done from the top down, maintaining crown spacing to prevent collapse. This species is also susceptible to palm weevils and fusarium wilt, making inspections for pests an important part of maintenance. The Canary Island date palm has a very different structure. Its fronds are feather-shaped or pinnate and large, often 20 to 25 feet in length. The trunk is thick and covered in diamond-shaped scars from old leaf bases, providing strong structural support but complicating climbing. These palms were introduced from the Canary Islands and are commonly found in ornamental plantings, parks, and estates. The large, heavy fronds make pruning and removing a higher risk activity, and proper rigging is essential to lower fronds safely. The weight of the crown, combined with the fibrous trunks, can tear ropes if anchor points aren't properly selected. Canary Island date palms also produce small orange fruits, which can create slipping hazards on the ground. They are susceptible to red palm weevil, Ganoderma butt rot, and scale insects, so careful inspection for structural decay and pest activity is crucial before climbing. Queen palms have pinnate fronds as well, but their trunks are smooth, slender, and uniform. The fronds are lighter and more flexible than those of the Canary Island date palm, making pruning and rigging easier. Queen palms grow relatively quickly, often 3 to 4 feet per year, and produce orange-yellow fruits that accumulate as debris beneath the crown. They are prone to nutrient deficiencies, particularly magnesium and potassium, which can weaken frond attachment and affect crown stability. Common pests include fusarium wilt, bud rot, and scale insects. From a work perspective, queen palms are lower risk compared to heavier rigid palms, but regular inspection and pruning are necessary to maintain safe crowns. Finally, the date palm is another pinnate palm with a tall, sturdy trunk. This species produces edible dates in clusters, which adds additional weight to the crown. The fronds themselves are rigid, and dead or damaged fronds must be removed promptly to prevent falling hazards. Mature date palms may develop structural defects over time, making inspection before any climbing or pruning essential. Fruit clusters also require careful debris management during maintenance, and rigging may be necessary for safe lowering of heavy fronds and fruit bunches. These palms are susceptible to pests such as palm weevils, red scale, and fusarium wilt, and monitoring for both structural and pest-related issues is critical in the field. A simple way to distinguish palms in the field is by frond type. Fan-shaped fronds are found on California and Mexican fan palms, while pinnate fronds appear on Canary Island, queen, and date palms. Trunk characteristics also help with identification. A thick, diamond-patterned trunk indicates a Canary Island date palm. Slender, smooth trunks suggest a queen palm, and very tall, thin trunks are typically Mexican fan palms. Knowing these distinctions is important for identification, planning safe climbing, pruning, and rigging operations, as each species presents unique challenges. Most of the palms seen in Los Angeles today were planted for aesthetic purposes, and certain species played a central role in creating the California dream image that became iconic in film, advertising, and urban design. The tall, slender Mexican fan palms lining boulevards, combined with the dramatic feathered crowns of Canary Island date palms, established the visual language of Los Angeles as a sunny, tropical, aspirational city. These palms were deliberately selected for their height, shape, and ability to create the impression of exotic elegance, and they continue to define the city's streetscape, boulevards, and public spaces. Recognizing these historical choices helps arborists understand not just the trees themselves, but also the cultural context in which they were planted. Understanding the characteristics of these palms, from frond type to trunk structure, crown density, and fruit load, allows arborists to make informed decisions in the field. Dead fronds, crown weight, pests, and growth patterns all affect safety, pruning strategy, and maintenance planning. Most palms in Los Angeles were imported for aesthetic purposes, but their structural traits and growth habits are highly relevant to fieldwork. Recognizing species and understanding their behavior in an urban environment ensures that work is carried out efficiently, safely, and effectively.